What is up, ladies and gentlemen? It is CJ, the Cheese DJ here, and we're back. And today, we're doing a little bit of an Insect Glaive guide for Monster Hunter World. Now, if you haven't gotten into Monster Hunter World, I definitely recommend checking it out. It's a really good game. But as you know, fans of Monster Hunter, there are 14 weapons, one of them being the Insect Glaive. So today, we're just going to go through some combos of the Insect Glaive, combos that are best for damage output and that you can get the most out of. And then we're going to take it into the field and demonstrate for you guys. Alright, so first up, let's get into it. So, the Insect Glaive, you can see underneath our sharpness bar, which is in the top left-hand corner. For those of you that don't know Monster Hunter, it's the little sword-looking thing. You can see it there. It's glistening yellow underneath the yellow bar that's underneath the green bar. Okay. So underneath that yellow sword is 3 slots. You can see there's 1, 2, 3. Now, this is essentially the nectar that your Kinsect gets. So you can see the Kinsect on our arm here. Now, these guys are upgradable and they do have their own stats along with their own elements. Now, what you're going to want to do with the Insect Glaive is if you hold down your left trigger, you can actually fire it. And you can see there you get white essence, orange essence, well, as long as we're able to hit the barrel. You can see, okay, that's cool game. Orange essence, as I was saying, and then red essence. Now, each of these essences do something different. The white essence acts as a catalyst as well as a jump height increaser. So with the actual Kinsect, you can vault pretty much. The white nectar increases the jump height. Now, the orange increases your armor, and the red increases the amount of damage you do. Now, when you have all 3 of these in tow, your damage is increased by 25, and you gain an extra 6 armor defense. So that's really good. So you want to try and aim to get the 3 buff every single time you're against a monster. However, don't spend too long on it because that will normally result in you losing or, wasting time trying to attack. If you are struggling to get nectar, try and aim for the red nectar because that is what gives you the extra attack as well as the extra combos. You can see here we are now doing extra combos that are different to our initial ones. And these are the ones that you want to try and get up to use against monsters. So essentially these will be your combos that you'll be using in battle. Now, there is one where you can infinitely keep attacking. However, you need the red gorge for that to happen. But you can see here we're able to continuously attack. Now, the main combo that you're going to want to try to pull off is triangle, triangle, circle, triangle, and then you want to press back and circle. And that essentially allows you to put yourself back into the starting position where you first started. So that is your main combo that you want to try and pull off against monsters. So once again, that is triangle, triangle, circle, triangle, back circle. That's the main combo you want to go for. Now, the Insect Glaive is known for doing damage in the air. So essentially another combo that you could do is triangle, triangle, circle, triangle, back circle, R2 and X, circle, and then slash. That is another combo that you could do. That is a very long combo. If you can't remember it, just remember triangle, triangle, circle, triangle, back circle. You get used to it over the time as you use it more. But essentially, you can see there in the air, we're able to vault, dodge, jump, whatever the heck you want to do. Now, another unique aspect of the Insect Glaive is that you can actually infinitely stay in the air if you're capable of doing it. So all you've got to do is vault, land a hit, and you're actually able to dodge. You can see there, as long as you hit the circle, you actually launch yourself back up and you gain the ability to use another X attack. But like I said, you actually have to hit the target. So you can see here, we're actually managing to miss it. There we go, we hit it now. But you can see, there we go, and you can pretty much continue launching yourself up as long as you're able to hit your target, which is a really cool aspect of the Insect Glaive. Now, before we go test this out on any of the monsters that we can find in Monster Hunter, your Kinsect has different buffs to it. So you can see there, for our Kinsect, we currently have Sever, our dust effect is heal, and the element is numb. You then have power, speed, and heal. So these all attribute to the Kinsect's power. So for attack type, you can either get Sever or Blunt. Sever allows you to cut, while Blunt obviously deals blunt damage, which allows you to knock out the monsters and get the little stars above their head. The dust effect is actually what happens when you mark up a monster. So anytime during a combat, you're able to press R2 and effectively mark the target. You can see there is a bunch of green flies flying around that point. If you are damaged, jump up and actually hit it, or even if it's low enough and you hit it, you'll actually get healed by it. Now, each dust effect has a different effect. That one heals you, so it also heals whoever else is in the area of the dust. So I would definitely recommend making sure you take a close look at that as well. Now you can see here we don't have any element currently on our Kinsect. You're able to choose from thunder, water, lightning, fire, ice, and dragon. I believe that's all of them. And then you have power, speed, and heal. Power is the amount of damage that the Kinsect does when you launch it. So you can see there we only do 8 with our Kinsect. If we had more power, that would obviously deal more damage. The speed is the amount of time it takes to get to the target and back to you, while the heal is the amount of healing you get when you actually hit the monster's tail. So when you hit certain parts of the monster's body, you actually gain that effect. We'll quickly go over that now. So when you hit the head of a monster, you'll gain the red. When you hit the legs or the underside or like the back section of a monster, you'll normally get the orange. If the monster has wings and you hit the wings, you'll get the white effect. If they don't have wings, you want to try and aim for the mid body, and the rear body will provide you with the orange essence. If you hit a monster's tail, you'll actually get the green healing one. We'll demonstrate this all later in the field, which is where we're going right now. So, like I was saying, each section of the monster gives different parts. So for example, if we were to hit the tail of the Anjanath, you can see there we managed to get the orange. Now if we hit the underside as well, you also get orange. So with the Anjanath and monsters that don't have wings, like I said, you want to try and aim for their midsection. Now sometimes it is a little bit difficult, especially when you can't hit the right spot and you get frustrated, but the head always gives you the red. You definitely want to try and hit the head as much as possible, because that is exactly how you get all the red in the world. And you can see that we now have white. So we now have the damage bonus that gives us the extra combos, the extra damage, and the extra armor, as well as the extra jump height. So you can see here, we are now able to pretty much vault on the Anjanath, and you can essentially chain your combos together with circle and triangle and X to essentially stay in the air for as long as you'd like to. That's the greatest part of it. Now you have to make sure you hit the last chain of combos in the circle slash when you're up in the air. So watch, if we don't actually hit that final slash, we don't get launched up into the air. You can see here we're able to hit the final slash, so we get launched up in the air, but if you miss that final slash, you don't get relaunched into the air. So that's what you want to try and be careful of if you do plan on trying to launch yourself up into the air, because that can ultimately mean your death if you miss the wrong target. So like I was saying, your main combos are going to be triangle, triangle, circle, triangle, back circle, and then you'll essentially end up in the same spot where you started, dealing the most damage to the monster in the process. However, for that main, you have to really make sure you have the red buff going for yourself. And you can see here, we're able to get all 3 of them relatively easy. Once you figure out where the monsters give you the particular essence you're after, it pretty much becomes an easy battle after that. Now with the Kinsect, you're also going to want to make sure that you are investing a lot of your time into vaulting and jumping over monsters. Now another added benefit that I forgot to mention of the Kinsect is that once you get all 3 of these nectar buffs, you actually get low grade earplugs as well, which makes it really useful when you're taking on the stronger monsters, because you essentially can block out their roars that stun you. So it's really useful for that. So that's pretty much all there is to the Insect Glaive, guys. I would definitely recommend it to a lot of the people out there. A lot of people are scared of trying it because it looks very daunting and the combos are very intense, and you have to remember to press a lot of buttons. But it's definitely one of my favorite weapons, and I would definitely recommend using it for yourselves, because it's just such a great fun weapon, especially launching yourself through the air, you know, completing in air combat. It's wonderful. But other than that, guys, hopefully you enjoyed the video. Let me know if you did enjoy it and found it useful. But other than that, thanks very much for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one.